'cause you can. You won't, and you don't stop. 'Cause you can. You won't, and you don't stop. Oh, when you can. You won't, and you don't stop.
Mike D coming out for sure.
I got the damn dude with guaranteed like you.
What is going down, worlds? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I'm checking out the Beastie Boys. This one's called Sure Shot for the first time. Man, I got a lot to say about the Beastie Boys, but the first is an apology for sleeping on them. Pause. I just didn't really realize how dope they were. When I really got into hip-hop culture, I was really into, Wu-Tang Clan, Biggie, NWA, stuff like that, and I kind of missed this era in that sense. That's really what got me into hip-hop, and some of the first inclinations of rap you'd hear on the radio, like Vanilla Ice and stuff, because my family, kind of sheltered us from that, in a sense, because they were really into Christian music and gospel and stuff like that. But the other thing was being in a military family. The first real formative years of my life where you start remembering stuff, being in that 5 or 6 age and up. I lived in Germany, and we only had one station, AFN. I think it's Armed Forces Network or something like that, right? And so we did not have access. When we came to America, and I first started to see MTV, but you had to have cable. We didn't have cable for the longest. But when I did see it, it's like, yo, what is this? And this just got past me, And I just want to, give these guys their flowers. One of the unique things, people share music with their children, and I don't think you realize the impact until I started seeing, these stories from, let's say, Professor of Rock, and how much his relationship with his father and music really was a thing that really brought them together. I've been playing Intergalactic, and I realized, this is a rap song I can play for my kids, right? I'm very sheltered. I shelter my kids. I don't give a F what y'all talking about. They ain't listening to gangster rap. They ain't listening to all this craziness. It's just not happening in my house. I'm going to be just like my parents because I came out all right at the end, right? Anyways, we've been listening to Intergalactic, and the more I listen to them, I'm like, yo, they can actually hear this, Some of the other songs they have are a little adult in nature, and, they can't, but they can listen to Intergalactic. Anyways, I'm saying that to say this. I'm falling in love with the Beastie Boys, and this should have happened a long time ago. And maybe, I'm just going to say the truth. Maybe there was a racial component in why I didn't listen to them and give them their fair shot, and I just want to be forthright with my audience and them. They deserved a shot, and they're way past dope, right? These dudes are fucking awesome. That's just the truth. Anyways, let's do this, man. Damn, I feel like I got all sentimental on y'all. Anyway, we're going to check this out for the first time. The Beastie Boys. Sure Shot. If you're here for that, like, share, comment, subscribe. Welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. 40.
All right, let's get this moving. I don't know if y'all can see this tear. That's actually from allergies, not from the Beastie Boys, but I still love these guys. Yo, let's get it popping. It is spring, so let's go. If you guys want to support the original content on the channel, awesome. If not, no big deal. I do have another channel, Pegasus vs. the World. Over there, I've been doing movie reactions and travel vlogging. I'm trying to do some original stuff through vlogging. So if you want to support that, cool. But if not, hey, if you want access to my reactions early, there's always a link in the description to our membership. That gives you early access. I try to update it every day, and there's a big catalog of reactions that haven't been released, so you can have some fun in there. Regardless, thank you guys for your support. Huge shout out to all the members on the channel helping me keep the lights on, and let's go, man. We're checking out the Beastie Boys Sure Shot. Now, what I'd like to say is people go watch this video over there without me. Right, I am going to make commentary. I'm going to hit pause, interrupt the video, talk, have a breakdown. That's actually what people come here for. So what I'm doing is not a substitute for the original. I always want to lead you guys to the water. Please support the original because that's super important. And let's go. Beastie Boys, Sure Shot. It's kind of funny how it starts out in complete silence. I don't know if that's on purpose or an accident. And you see how it's just like the ears and the is all at the same time. It's kind of cool. Maybe it is deliberate. I don't know.
Cause you can, you won't, and you don't stop. Cause you can, you won't, and you don't stop. Or when you can, you won't, and you don't stop.
Might be coming out the shoe shine.
I got the brand new dude, you guaranteed like you. I'm on like that's a John, yeah, Mr. Zeus. I'm a newlywed, I'm not a divorcee, and everything I do is funky like Lee Dorsey.
Well, it's a taking off the bell on 1, 2, 3. If you wanna do the round, then come see me. I got the savoir-faire with the unique rhyming. I keep it on, it's never put your time in. Strictly handheld is the style I go. Never rock the mic with the pantyhose. And strap on my ear goggles and I'm ready to go. Cause at the boards it's the man they call him Mario.
Pull up at the function and you know I'm Kodak. To all the party people that are on my Bojack, I got more action than my man John Woo, and I got mad hits like I was Rod Carew.
Because you can,
You won't,
and you don't stop. Because you can,
you won't,
and you don't stop. You know you can, and you don't stop.
And rock coming out the shoe
Hold
shine.
up, chain of crossfade on your ass.
These dudes are absolutely freaking insane and incredible all at the same time. One, this beat is freaking dope. And you know, I might have heard this joint. A DJ had to spin this at an underground party or concert that I was at because I was really in the indie rap scene, and watching these guys makes me realize the offspring of what I did start listening to. Now, when I said there's a racial component, sometimes in culture, I'll write off something that looks a certain way for something that looks more like you, let's say. And all of us are guilty of that, right? There's going to be some people who only listen to the Beastie Boys and then never listen to KRS-One, which is crazy to me. But let's just keep it a buck when we're talking about ourselves, humans, and tribalism. And that's what I use this channel for, to open up to a lot of things that I didn't grow up listening to. That's why you don't see much of the certain rap stuff, because I grew up in that. And I'll bring it back here and there, but I'm looking and listening to stuff that typically I haven't been, really rocking with. I never owned a Beastie Boys album, and that's actually feels like a blasphemy. Anyways, let's stay with the cultural topic since I'm on it. These fools inspired a whole generation of these white indie rappers that I listened to. Atmosphere, Aesop Rock, Idea and Abilities, probably LP from Company Flow, and I was touring with all these guys. And I can hear and see some of the Eminem. I never toured with Eminem, but I can see that these fools right here on our screen inspired a generation of dope white rappers, and a lot of the ones I mentioned are in the indie rap space, so that's really specific. It's like this underground, true school. We're still rocking with B-boys, and as they got bigger, they started playing with bands, But I can see that here and now, that I didn't ever make that correlation because I didn't grow up listening to the Beasties. Eminem used their album cover, I think. Is it Licensed to Ill with the airplane? Whatever the airplane is, that's what Eminem, was like a homage or a tribute to them with his Kamikaze album. So these dudes not only had a ripple effect in time in music, but a ripple effect in the culture that I grew up a part of. So I just like to give them their flowers because I don't really. Anyways, let me just speak for myself. I want to personally give them their flowers. They're super dope. The other thing is with their lyrics, like it's fun. This is the age where we kind of have the braggadocious lyrics. I'll teach you how to rap. I'm da-da-da-da-da. And I miss that. That's how I used to rap, it was always like in this battle format. Like it's almost like they're battling an invisible MC, But that's what hip hop is about, being dope, being fresh. And they're administering that also at the same time, giving a tip to tipping their hat to black culture. You see it in the video, you hear it in the lyrics. And it's like, these dudes are freaking cool guys. And not just because of that. It's just, I've seen a couple interviews as of recent. That's how I knew about the cover of Eminem's Kamikaze. And I'm just, they have more of an influence on culture than I even knew. The other thing, the contrast in their music. This beat reminds me of underground hip-hop, boom bap hip-hop, and indie rap. Not commercial, not pop hip-hop. Same with Intergalactic. These dudes were able to bring a sound that is typically right now in today's era and even in the 2000s, underground, independent. It was not, but they were able to get that sound to the mainstream. Also, the contrast in the beat versus their vocals. they always presented themselves with rock energy. That's how I feel their vocals. It encapsulates this energy that's not really normal for the type of rap I personally listen to, but they made it work, and I fucking love it. It's freaking great. It's fantastic. Anyways, that yo, but da da da, and it's funny because I did a parody of Brass Knuckles, not even really knowing about freaking the epicness of Beastie Boys. It's really sad, actually. Like, I'm so happy I have this channel and I get to what is it? Vindicate myself, confessionals, get forgiveness for not knowing a lot of different stuff that I should know. Hey, we here now. This is the Beastie Boys Sure Shot. Let's go.
You know I contact to all the party people that are on my phone tag. I got my action in my man John Woo, and I got mad hits like I was Rod Carew.
Because you can.
You won't, and you don't stop.
Because you can.
You won't, and you don't stop.
You know you can.
You won't, and you don't stop.
And rock, come and rock the show shine.
Chain of course made on your ass and must the eardrums. Listen everybody, cause I'm shifting gears. I'm fresh like doggy when I get my specs in. On the microphone I come correct.
Tell me like a clock when I rock the hip hop. The top notch is my stock in the soapbox. I got my rhymes and I got great hands, and that's a lot because it got me shit.
I got a hole in my head and there's no one to fix. I gotta straighten my thoughts. I think you're too much sick. Then the one just takes and takes all out. Step back. I got a cut to play. I'm likely Perry, I'm very on rock the microphone, and then I'm gone. I'm like Vaughn, Cody, I'm a cheap Swinson, never quitting. So won't you listen?
Yes, indeed, it's fun time.
Because you can.
You won't and you don't stop.
Because you can.
You won't and you don't stop.
Oh, when you can.
You won't and you don't stop.
It's the yay, come and rock the show shine.
I wanna say a little something that's all overdue. That this is
I gotta say this real quick. I get an emotional charge listening to this because I grew up in what I call a transitional period. In the mid 90s and late 90s, right? We transformed into gangster rap, which was very influential on me and my life in not a good way either, but that's something else. You got to take accountability for your choices. That's something else. But what I want to highlight here is the scratching, the record, all these things. Hip hop went through a transition, and this is what influenced me, right? My buddy Don from the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast, he put me on to like Gangstar and MOP and all this like really super dope rap that still included scratching from the turntable. And as I was growing up, they phased out scratching in rap. Like, it became super commercial, started getting super pop. The Nellies, the P. Diddy start to blow up, the gangster rap starts to blow up. And we start forgetting about the scratch. And where the scratch element reemerged heavily? New metal, Linkin Park, Incubus, Limp Bizkit. So it's really crazy. What I'm trying to do is connect these dots, is that not only did the Beastie Boys influence and impact some of the indie rap that I liked, the underground indie rap. Not all. I like Hieroglyphics and a bunch of different stuff, Dilated Peoples. But, they weren't really indie. But anyways, they influenced that. But the mechanism of really influencing new metal, right? There's no way, what's his name, Mike Yoshida? Yeah, from Linkin Park was not inspired and influenced by the Beastie Boys. And I kind of just made that connection right now, which you guys are like, duh. But I'm like, holy shit, these dudes are crazy. But anyways, I lived through that transition period where they phased out scratching in hip hop. And so all these people who really talk down on rap and stuff like that, they just don't understand it. And they don't go to certain sources to listen to it, because corporations didn't just kill rock, as Billy Corgan would tell you, right? Like, he's right, but it wasn't replaced with rap. They also killed rap. They killed outlaw country. All they did was focus on manufacturing music and instead of letting artists create art, because they want to package it and sell it. And that's my opinion. That's a quick summary of my opinion. Anyways, hearing this, I get a little, oh man, this was what I grew up doing. Battle rapping, our DJ scratching. I'm like, shit, I should have been listening to this, right? This is in the 90s. I was in that era where you still had this, and then they phased it out, and it phased into gangster rap, and then slowly became pop, the Nelly, stuff like that, which I'm not mad at that either. It had a moment, its time, and I liked some of that music too. But like, things change, and this kind of made me like, damn, I should have known a little more about the Beasties with what kind of hip hop career I've had. So, hey, here we are. Anyways.
Come on, and you don't stop. Oh, when you can. Come on, and you don't stop.
It's the A, come and rock the show, shine.
I wanna say a little something that's long overdue. The disrespect of women has got to be due to all the mothers and the sisters and the wives and friends. I wanna offer my love and respect to the end. Well, you say I'm 20-something, then I should be slugging, but I'm working harder than ever. And you can call it Mac and so to sit up on the couch and watching my TV. Still listen to wax, I'm not using the CT. Well, I'm that kid in the corner. And I wonder someone gonna take a piece of the pie. Why not? I'm not quitting. Think I'ma change up my style just to fit in. I keep my underwear, piece of my plastic, use plastic, use plastic. It's mine, I'm plastic, I'm done. I'm about to sound, the nation is. I'm on the bell, I got the ill communication.
Born and I'm rocking the show, shine, shine, shine.
See, he said, imagine me, I forgot what it was, but changing just to fit in. And that was like a unique double, because imagine changing all these things just to fit in, but also like being in a changing room, fitting your clothes. Like, I was like, that was a hidden gem. There's a lot of dope lyrics here. Oh, man. MCA, is MCA the one who passed away? I believe so. If so, rest in peace. I should look that up, because I remember that being a big thing. What was the name of the Beastie Boy that passed away? ? I'm pretty sure it was MCA, so I just want to give my flowers. Yeah, MCA. R.I.P. MCA. Really sad, because these dudes are brothers, and you can hear the dynamic of their closeness by the way they put the music together. I could be wrong. They're like, there's a documentary. Nah, they were just faking it, bro, blah, blah, blah. But from what I see here, I just, man, R.I.P., because these dudes are a trio. They're a trio. Sheesh. Anyways, Sure Shot. Where did that saying derive from? Because I've always heard the Sure Shot. I think the first time I heard it was from Gangstar, which I was blessed to tour with Guru a few years before he passed away. R.I.P. Guru from Gangstar. But yeah, Sure Shot. And is this one of the, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, there's so many things I could say here in recollection. I remember the skaters used to listen to this type of rap and hip hop specifically. This was like in skating culture, and probably that dynamic of them being so fused with rock, that element of being alternative. I just remember the skaters, they loved the Beastie Boys and stuff like that, which, again, that's what I'm here to do, is give them their flowers. Anyways, freaking love that. But that line, imagine me, I don't know if he said changing his underwear just to fit in or something like that, but that was a cool a double flipped in there where I was like, what? Hold on, homie. I heard that. But I don't think the focal point with the Beastie Boys was always these super metaphorical lyrics. It was the energy. They were still saying dope stuff, but it was really the energy. And not many people could get away with this style for so long. Bro, Intergalactic is one of the fucking most awesome songs ever, and it was one of their more current songs. Anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm all up in my hip-hop feels. I'm so glad I get to do stuff like this on my channel. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you, and let me know what I got and what I missed, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ.